Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So the two things I get questions about more than anything else is removal and prep. So I have combined that into one video for you guys so you can see how I do all of that when I'm going to be putting on a new set. I'm starting off by pushing back my cuticles, and while I'm doing that, I do want to remind you guys to please hit subscribe and ring the notification bell so that you never miss out when I upload a video. So when I'm pushing back my cuticles, it's a little harder for me to do it because I have what's called spreading cuticles, where they almost kind of glue themselves down to the nail bed, and it just becomes very difficult. So it is a little bit more work when I'm doing it on myself versus the client. I'm just showing you guys really quick the EFile that I use. It is the Burano portable EFile, and it will be linked in the description box, but it's also in my Amazon storefront. So if you guys have any questions on what my favorite products are and what I like to use, my Amazon storefront is always posted down below. So this is my very favorite bit for removal and debulking. It is like a cylinder spiral bit. That's not the correct name. I'll put it in text for you guys to see here. And of course it'll be linked down below along with everything I use in the video. But it is my favorite. It really debulks quickly. And I use it at about 25,000 RPMs. I'll explain that in just a moment, but while I'm going around the back of the nail here, I just want you guys to see that I am leaving a little bit of shine from the top coat and the old product. That's because since this is such an aggressive bit, I don't want to hit my natural nail plate with it. So I just leave that on until I switch bits. So the reason for such a high speed is that if you use this at too low of a speed, then you will have it kind of skipping and taking chunks out of the nail rather than gliding smoothly over the nail. But I know it can seem scary to turn a bit up that high on your EFile, but this is like a safety bit. You guys will see a few different times where I actually touch my skin with it and it doesn't ever cut me or hurt me in any way. Of course, you want to avoid the skin if you can, but it's not going to hurt you if you touch it. So just go with the high speed, 25,000 RPMs. Yeah, it'll just glide across the surface of the nail and make that debulking really easy. So I was going to leave these nails just really thin as a base for my next set, but when I was taking off this little butterfly, yeah, took off the tip of the nail. So I just decided to shorten them down and just do a whole new set rather than kind of redesigning the ones that had glitter in them. So I'm just showing you how quickly you can take down the length with this bit. And I'm going to thin this down as much as I can, and then I will switch bits later on. And I did leave this in real time on my thumb, but on my other fingers I have it sped up. So on these nails I am going to clip off the tip with my cuticle nippers, but I just need to debulk a little bit and thin them down just a little bit before I do that. And also you'll notice my pinky nail, it doesn't have an extension on it and it's very damaged. That is because of me. I am a nail biter for my whole life, I have been, and I keep my nails covered with extensions because it helps me to keep from biting them. So I kind of have like an oral fixation that goes along with my nail biting. I think it probably came because of the nail biting. But yeah, I always like, I don't know, I bite on things, I chew on things, all the pens and everything. Yeah, just always something in my mouth. It's not good, and I know. But yeah, because I have that oral fixation, I started biting the skin and then I was bleeding and it was not good. So I've been really trying hard to be like conscious of when I'm biting my skin. And so when I have really bad anxiety or if I'm overly stressed, it becomes harder to keep my nails out of my mouth. So I bit that pinky nail off. Not a good choice. Okay, so now I'm just going to go in with my cuticle nippers and cut off the length of the nails. I just kind of grab the rest of that thumb. And for the other nails, what I do is I flip them upside down against my dust collector, because then when it snaps off, it's not going to go flying. I also look on that underneath side to see where my natural free edge is, because if you cut like too close to your fingertip and through your natural free edge, it's gonna like rip off your natural nail free edge when you're cutting that tip off. So yeah, I look to see where my natural nail is, and then I clip just right in front of that. So now I'm gonna go in with my very favorite 5-in-1 bit, and I love this for getting around the back of the nail and smoothing everything over and just thinning out a little bit more. Oh, hold that thought, because we're about to get rid of some lifting, and that is my favorite part. So I'm going to show you again. Oh, there it goes. I love it. I don't know, it's so satisfying to me to watch the lifting like fly away. So the 5-in-1 bit, you can use it in forwards, reverse, and then it's fine at the tip, medium, coarse in the middle, and then coarse at the base. So it really works nicely to get around that back of the nail. If I touch my natural nail with it, it's not going to hurt it. So I love this bit for this part of it. A little bit more lifting on this side that we're going to pop right off. There it goes. I love it. Let me know, guys, if you enjoy watching that as well, because to me it is just so satisfying. So I'm just going to smooth over the surface of the nail and kind of thin it out just a little bit more. When I am not sure if I have thinned it out enough or not, I tip my nail kind of upwards like you just saw me do, and that I look at the thickness from the free edge, and that helps me to know that I have removed enough and that it is thin enough so I can keep my natural nail protected, but that it's not going to cause any issues with the new set. So anytime I remove an old set, I leave a thin layer like that just to protect my natural nail, because if you file it off every time, you're going to be over filing your nail and it's going to get super thin and it's going to be painful. So yeah, just leave that thin layer. Or you could soak it off, you could do that too. But still, I feel like you're still gonna have to prep it every time and kind of like buff the shine away, and that still thins it out. So I just prefer to leave a thin layer. So I'm just gonna continue through. Again, the thumbnail was in real time, and on the rest of these nails, it's going to be sped up. Quickly, I just want to mention, I had asked you guys over on my community tab what I should name my subscribers. I know some people don't like to have a name for their subscribers, but I feel like it gives us kind of like a unifying thing, right? So I wanted something that starts with like P, because I'm, you know, painted, polished, and pretty. So the name that I chose was submitted by Malky Verdugo. I hope I'm pronouncing that properly. Sorry if I'm not. But she suggested that you guys be called the Polished Pride. And I love that, because Pride is the name for a family or group of lions. Lions are the king of the jungle. My last name is King. So yeah, it just kind of, when she said Pride, I was just like, ah, that's it. That's it. I love it. So yeah, you guys will be my Polished Pride. Let me know what you guys think about the name down below. Here you're going to get a really good view of what I mean. See, you can see the thickness when it's pointed up like that. And I can tell, okay, it's still too thick, or it needs to be thinned out a little bit more, or it's perfect. So I am going to go in with another bit a little bit later in my prepping process, and I can thin that out just a little bit more on that step. So that's why I left it as thick as it currently is, because it definitely is too thick for reapplication to happen. But I will have it thinned out more in my prepping steps. Never been the type for giving up.
Complicated situations only make it worse, cause just getting started is not enough. I'll be around when you need me, promise there won't be no leave. Even on my worst days, 2 a.m. a shift phase, tripping off something that you done.
Here goes some more lifting. We're gonna watch that again in the slow-mo. Boop, there it goes. Let me know what you guys think about that, if you like watching it again in slow motion and zoomed in so you can really get a glimpse of what is happening, because I love it. I find it so satisfying. Like, I would do a whole getting rid of lifting compilation if you guys enjoy it as much as I do. So I'm going to dust off my nails, and then I'm just using my 180 grit peel and stick Tammy Taylor file just to shape the free edges and round out the corners. I kind of went out of the frame a few times, so I apologize for that, but it's a really, really simple step. I don't think you guys need to watch me file all 5 of these free edges. So now we are on the prepping step, and I'm using this fine grit flame diamond bit, and I'm using it to remove the cuticle off the natural nail. So like I said, because I've got those spreading cuticles, I get quite a lot stuck to the nail plate, but you don't want to really file your nail plate with this bit. You want to only be removing that dead cuticle skin. It's not necessary for everyone to put in this much into removing the cuticle, but for me, because of the way that mine are, I do need to spend extra time doing this step. Also, I previously, when I was first starting out, I was not cleaning the sidewalls on my nails nearly well enough. And if you don't really get into those sidewalls in that growth channel, right where I'm at right now, if you don't get into that and remove any of that dead cuticle and extra skin, it will cause lifting. So you want to make sure that you are filing that away, but also not over filing. So it's a very fine line, and you'll learn it as you go. So what I'm going to do is I'm just putting my EFile in forward, and I'm taking it down the left side of the nail. And then once I get all 5 of my nails done, I will put it in reverse and go down the right side of my nail. And the way that I remember which way is which is that forward you pull towards you, reverse you push away from you. That's the easiest way to remember it. At least if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, then it would be opposite. Also, you'll notice I keep dusting away all of that buildup, and it's because I have so much of that cuticle to remove that the dust really overwhelms the nail, and I can't see to make sure that I have removed it well enough. So I am continuously going back through and dusting just to make sure that it's all been removed, and if not, where is it needed? Where is there a lot more? Where is there a little more? You know, like things like that. You just want to have a really clear picture of what is needed. So now I've got my EFile in reverse, and I'm going to go down the right side of the nail and do the exact same thing. Do you guys see how bad that pinky is? Oh, I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. And it's not been easy, but I'm working on it. Luckily, you know, nails grow out. It'll be fine. One other thing I want to mention is that you'll notice I start with my bit kind of diagonal or a little bit sideways. That's because you don't want to push with the tip and drag it across your nail in that way. You can end up going like too far under your cuticle or like really jabbing yourself, and it can be uncomfortable and painful. So really you want to lead with the body of the bit and follow with that tip. I hope that makes sense. It's basically exactly what you're seeing me do here. I'm leading with the body, and the tip follows slightly behind. And again, all of this is sped up, and the thumb will be in real time for you guys.
I broke a few hearts or two, a couple too many times. I let good things go up in flames, they blow up like dynamite. If I'm being honest, no, I got a problem. No one made me wanna change. Then there was you, it feels so new. I just wanna get this right. No, I'm not a role model. Nothing ever seems to last. Baby, now that I got it, I'll be better with you. I'll be better with you. Now that I got it. No, I'm not a role model.
So now that I've gotten that flame bit taking care of the cuticles, I'm going to use my medium grit crosscut bit by Young Nails. It is the equivalent of a medium sanding band, and I just get up one side wall, then back along the cuticle, down the other side wall, and then I remove the shine off of my natural nail. And now you can see I'm going back and forth rather than in one direction. That was because I was on top of that previous product and I was just smoothing it out. But you can see here when I'm on my natural nail, I'm only going one direction. You'll see that even better on my pinky nail since it is entirely natural nail. There is no product left on my pinky nail. And you'll see the entire time right up until the tip, I'm going in one direction. And then once I get to the tip, I went back and forth a little bit on the pinky nail just because there was some lifted edges from where I had like bitten my free edge away and caused damage, and I really needed to smooth that out. But I would suggest on your natural nail, go in one direction. That way you're keeping like any damage or overfiling from happening.
I was kissing you with my eyes open, but you said keep them closed and be in the moment. So I did my best to make.
So just dusting off one more time, and again, because of my spreading cuticles, my cuticles kind of like push back down on top of the nail very, very quickly. And also there's just some hidden little corners and things that I can't really get with a bit without touching my nail plate. So I would push back the cuticles, and then if I feel any excess cuticle there underneath, I just kind of use the corner of my cuticle pusher or the other end just to scrape it up. You'll see that here. I think it's on this nail. Yep, right there you can see there was a little bit extra skin there, and I just used the corner to kind of scrape it off the nail plate. It's much safer to do it that way rather than trying to get it with the bit and accidentally overfiling because it was such a small piece of cuticle left. So then last step is going to be using my fine grit diamond ball bit, and I'm going to remove the excess cuticle on my skin. So right now it might look like I'm on my nail, but I am not. I'm only like right in front of the cuticle, but I'm not touching my nail plate. Also, with these ball bits, everyone's skin is different, right? And the speed that you need is going to be different from the speed I need. I have found that I can only use a fine grit ball bit on myself. Even a medium ball bit would easily cut me. So I just use the fine grit, and I also go at about 12,000 rotations per minute. However, that can be too high for some and too low for others. I've got clients that go up to 15,000 RPMs. I wouldn't really want to go higher than 15,000. I don't think it's necessary. But then I have other clients that I'm at 5,000, 6,000 rotations per minute. So it really varies. Experiment with it and figure out what is needed and what is best for you. One other thing that I recommend with these ball bits is that you really pay attention to the skin color. If it starts going a little pink, if you continue to file that area, it will bleed. So once you see that pink, just stop. Like, it's better to stop and not cut yourself rather than continuing because you want to get that little piece off. You can always go in with nippers or cuticle scissors and get that off if needed. Definitely when I was a beginner first using these ball bits, I cut myself quite often because I didn't understand. Like right here, you can see I'm getting a little pink, so I'm not going to continue to go over that area. I'm gonna leave it the way it is. I hope these tips are helpful for you guys and that this helps you in your removal and prep processes. Again, everything is linked down below in the description for you guys, but if you have any questions, let me know. I'm always happy to help. After this, I'm just gonna dust off my nails, spray them with alcohol, and we will be done. So that's it, guys. Let me know what you guys think down below. Of course, if you have any questions, suggestions, or requests for different sets, let me know down below. I love to hear from you guys. Be sure to hit like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.